Hey everybody, Tom Vassell here, and Christmas shopping season is upon us. And for many people, buying folks board games is something that you might want to do. And of course, that's something that we kind of promote here. Hey, we're at the Dice Tower and we talk about board games. So it's time to think about that. So I just had some tips for buying games for people. Now we're going to start with people who don't normally play games. So maybe you're interested in getting games for people who don't normally have games. But I think the first thing we got to think about here is, do they even want a game? You know, I understand that we want to evangelize the board gaming hobby and give games to everybody, and here's a game for you and a game for you. But some people just don't want to play board games. And I think sometimes we got to understand that. I really don't like when people give me things like, let's say, for example, someone wants me to go hunting. So they say, I'm going to buy you equipment to go hunting, and I bought you, an outfit to go hunting. I really, really, really have zero desire to go hunting. So that sort of thing, you're not going to change me by getting that to me. It's just not going to work, or fishing or what have you. There's just some things I'm not interested in. And so just giving someone a board game isn't going to suddenly convert them. Give people what they want. And you also have to realize that you might have to teach the game to this person. So be prepared for that. If maybe you're not going to be near them, you're sending a game to somebody that's in another country or far away from you, and they're never going to be able to figure it out on their own. They don't want to figure it out on their own. So you might have to be the person to teach it. So make sure you get them one you like. Simple is always better. You can say, oh, these people need to learn this complicated war game. Oh, that's an amazing game. That's one of my favorites. It may be one of your favorites, but simpler is always better. The success of Apples. People look at Apples and go, oh, I can't believe people like that game. But it was because it was so simple and easy to get into. And you can sit there and go, it's not the kind of game I like. Right. We're not supposed to buy people necessarily the games that we like, but the games that they would like. Who are they going to play this game with? Think about that. If they're going to play it with their spouse, maybe you should get them a two-player game. If they're going to play party games, get them a party game. Think about the people that they would likely play this game with, and realize that you may go to their house in a year or two and find that the game has never been played. No, there is no one perfect fit game. Don't go out there and buy one game that's for everybody. Oh, I'm going to buy this game here, and this is a game that everybody can play. Try to think about that person in particular. What theme are they interested in? Maybe they like trains. Maybe they like cats. Maybe they like whatever. Think about that person and try to feel them out. Okay, wait, what kind of thing do they like? And then get them a simple game with that topic, because there's really games with so very many topics. And don't expect that person to play that game and then go, oh my, I've been missing gaming my whole life. I know that you say, I don't think that, but yeah, we do, right? We as gamers, we're like, if I give these games out to everybody, they will play games, and then they will become full-fledged gamers. No, they really might not. They might really enjoy that game, and they might want to get farther into board gaming, but again, they might not. Gift giving is always something we need to give for the giftee, not necessarily the giver. Now let's talk about those gamers. You might be watching this and you might not be a board gamer, and you're saying, well, how do I buy a game for this person? They have this wall of games behind them, Vassell. What am I supposed to do? Well, a lot of people keep want lists. There's a website called Board Game Geek, and many people have a wish list or a want list there. If you can figure out what their ID is there, that's a good place to check. And other people might have lists. And in fact, just ask the person. Really, just talk to that person and say, I'm thinking about buying you a game. Because the gamer will be like, what? You are? Here's my list. And they'll have a whole pile of things for you to possibly. Maybe look at finding an expansion to a game they have already. They have this game they really like, and maybe there's an expansion for it. So that's an easy thing, because they'll like that. Or maybe some sort of upgrades for their games. Maybe there's this place that makes wooden pieces for a game. That's the sort of thing that's kind of a very thoughtful game. But it does require you to get a little bit more involved in figuring things out, and that might be more difficult. So again, just asking the gamer for a list themselves. Or maybe you know people who know them, and you can say, hey, I don't really know what to get this person. Maybe they're in a game group. Talk to the people in their game group if you want to surprise them and say, what do you think I should get this person? Because realize many gamers are just buying games right and left. So you want to make sure that you're not duplicating something that they're doing already. Now, next week, I believe starting Tuesday, we're going to be posting Christmas shopping guides. We're going to give you 12 games in different categories. And for gamers, I'm going to recommend you look at our strategy, our advanced strategy, and thematic lists. Those are really good lists for that. For people who are new to gaming, we would recommend you look at our family list, or if they have kids, look at our children's list. And so, those are just some example games. There's really a lot of games. You say, where do I buy these games? Well, I would avoid Toys R Us, maybe Target. It has some decent games. There's a good chunk of games, good games at Barnes & Noble, so if you have one of those in your area. Or you can just go online. Now, our show is sponsored by Cool Stuff Games, so we obviously recommend them. They have excellent shipping. They'll get the games to you quickly. But there are really a lot of places online to find games. Finding games has never been easier in this day and age. So you might be going out Christmas shopping for people. Games is a good gift, usually, but not always. But one thing you want to do is find the right game for that person.